84. Primordial inhabitants of New Zealand, Central Africa, and America, from a spiritual point of view. May 14, 1847. Original content summary. Native inhabitants of New Zealand. These continue to grow easily in the spirit world. Their just reverence for the Supreme Being. They soon accepted the redeeming doctrine of the incarnation of the Lord, and they longed to know Jesus personally. They become exquisitely good and solid spirits. What important works are entrusted to them? Hover over the peoples of the many other islands, the wild in America, the humanity in Central Africa, cockroaches and gazillas, whites and piebalds with albino eyes. They have the second face, are gentle souls, and they have a genuine inner gospel. New Zealand. There is still a very important island in the south of the earth, New Zealand. It actually consists of 3 main islands, and then still from a lot of small islands and very many coral banks. The priests of this island have already been shown to you, like many others, on another occasion, in their nature, in religion, and in their precarious relations with the Europeans. So you can read it there for a closer look at this people. Nevertheless, it can still be said here how this people is received in the spiritual world. In the spiritual world, it is fairly easy, for they have an extraordinary reverence for the Supreme Being, and for all the wonderfully shaped things. If then, in the spirit world, as in the real world of miracles, they would be led to phenomena which presuppose them to the incarnation of the Lord, they soon ask with curiosity about the actual development. They will immediately receive what they are told. When they acquire such a knowledge, they have a very great joy in it, and soon desire nothing more than to know the Lord personally as soon as possible. But this must be done with caution, otherwise these human spirits would be grabbed by a sudden, too strong love, which would rather weaken than strengthen the spirit through the sudden, too great strength. When, however, they are gradually prepared, they will find themselves in the presence of the Lord, with that wise temperance of love, which condition is most beneficial to them. But once they are introduced into the presence of the Lord, then they remain fixed, and they are unchangeably active in all the works of love. They are chiefly entrusted with the supervision of the south pole of the earth, as well as with the principal direction of the moon, in which business they remain as long as it is my will. Who knows exactly how long I have to leave the spirits in certain offices? What happens after such offices with such spirits is determined by their inner abilities acquired in such entrusted business. But since there are many dwellings in the house of the Father, there will be many further more occupations. You also do not need to know more, for this will be reserved for the right moment in time, when you yourself will gain the right experiences in your spirit. In addition to these people, there are still a number of inhabitants of smaller islands whose spiritual fate has a certain resemblance to one or the other of the before-mentioned peoples. So it is not necessary to properly portray each of the thousands of islands, which would be useless and would cause unnecessary extensive work. America. Likewise, there are still a few savages in America who, in their spiritual state, differ very little from the wild tribes hitherto described. African albinos and spotted people. As a human rarity in the high Africa, mostly at rivers, still exists an own kind of people. The one is completely white, and the other white and black spotted. The first species is called the rabbit people or cockroaches. The second, the gazillas or also magpie people. Both kinds of people are in underground caves during the day. Only at night time they go out to hunt something for their food. The reason that they leave their caves only at night is their extremely sensitive eyes. But while they flee the earthly day, they are no enemies of the spiritual day. And both kinds of people have therefore the continual second sight, and are as delicate and gentle in their souls as they are in their earthly physique. Admittedly, they have little external knowledge of the gospel here on earth, and rarely meet with missionaries. But all the same, they have an inner gospel, which is more genuine for their nature than that which not infrequently is brought and preached to the savage tribes by missionaries who are extremely addicted to fame and greed. With these rare types of people, however, we have also come to the end of the actual spiritual description of the earth. Therefore, in order to bring what has been said so far about non-Christian peoples to a proper understanding, we will only add a few more things, and thus close this work with blessings for you.